back. Stockcar rundowns, tips, and picks for Dover this weekend. One of my favorite tracks. Great to watch a race at. If you've never been there, go check it out. We're coming back at you from the man cave. Big action. I know asked about that last week, so we're back in the man cave this week. A little different section. Figured we'd show off a little bit more. But we'll get into it. Hopefully make some money this week. My top 3 guys to win this weekend. Excuse me. Kevin Harvick. Obviously, he has been extremely fast all weekend. If you haven't noticed, the Fords are fast again. Go figure. Not sure if Chevy's ever going to catch up at this point, but we'll see. So, Harvick. Definitely the car to beat in my opinion this weekend. He has led the most laps out of anybody in the last 6 races at Dover. And he's got the best 20 lap average today in happy hour and the best 15 lap average in first practice today. So yeah, he's a little expensive, 11 grand, but as long as he gets up there and leads some laps, he can make his value. So that shouldn't be too much of an issue as long as he does what I expect him to do. My next guy, Bowyer. When Bowyer is happy with his car, it's usually a bad sign for everybody else, just like Martinsville. So, he's fast this weekend. His car looks excellent, and he's starting 12th, so he's got a little bit of room to go for position points, so that's always a plus. Much cheaper, $8,800, so that's a great value as far as I'm concerned. He doesn't have a win here, but he could get one tomorrow. He had the best 10-lap average in final practice, so watch out. Oh, and over the span of his entire career, he's got a 12th place average finish here, which is excellent. So, look at that. Chase Elliott is my next guy. Yes, I know he's not driving a Ford, so slightly concerning. But out of his 4 races here, his worst finish is 5th. It's pretty impressive. He led 138 laps last year, last fall, and got passed with only a couple laps to go. I was at that race. That was terrible. Kyle Busch won. I was not real thrilled about that, but is what it is. Looks like he's got another good car this weekend. I definitely expect another top 5 out of him. We'll see if he can get up there and contend for the win with these Fords. Dover's a little bit better track for Chevy at this point to be able to go do that. Not a mile and a half. They're struggling there. So $9,300 for Elliott should be a good value this week. Kyle Busch is not in my top 3, but he will be the next guy on my list. He's finished in the top 2, 3 out of the last 5 races at Dover. He is fast this weekend. He's not as fast as some, it seems, but he's right up there in the top. He is definitely expensive, though, $11,600. I personally don't think he's quite as good of a value as the top 3 guys on my list, but I would still put him in, if you're going to do multiple teams, I would put him in a couple just in case, because he could rattle off 200 laps led, and that's going to easily put him over his value. So, look into him if you're setting multiple lineups. Johnson, he has struggled hardcore this year. I think that's well documented. He's shown a little bit of bright spots lately, but we're going to his favorite track, or maybe not his favorite track, but it's definitely his best track. He starts 19th, so he's got a lot of room to move forward. Should get some good points out of him. I don't expect him to contend for the win tomorrow, even though he's won 2 out of the last 5, I believe it is. He does have 4 top 7s in the last 6 races, so I do expect him to get a top 10 finish tomorrow. I just don't expect him to be in that top 3 or so battling for the win. But either way, coming in at $9,000, he gets a solid 5th, 6th place finish with the position differential points and stuff. That'll be a good value out of him. William Byron, I think somebody to look out for tomorrow. $6,600, so he's pretty cheap. Starts 17th. I would expect him to come through the field a little bit. He's been running well as of late. In the Xfinity car here, he ran pretty well too, so watch out for him. As one of the lower budget guys, I think he will find an easy home on my teams this week. I definitely expect him to be worth the $6,600. Let's see what else I got here. Ryan Blaney's $8,900 this week. Now, you look at Ryan Blaney's stats at Dover, and they're absolutely less than impressive. I think he's got a 25th place average finish here. That's terrible, especially for him. However, he has run better than his finishes have shown. Not necessarily last fall. He really couldn't get it together. But in general, he has. And he's got a fast car this weekend. Obviously, the Fords seem to be good, and he's driving one of them. So I think he's almost a sleeper this weekend. Starts 14th. I would expect a top 10 out of him. I don't know if I can see him running in the top 5 tomorrow, but I can see a 7th or 8th. I don't really see a ton of value there, but there's some. So if you feel like he could do it for you, put him in there, see what happens. Amarola, $8,600. I think he's a good value this week. He really likes his car. Stuart Haas is fast all the way around again this weekend. I don't really think you can go bad picking any of the Stuart Haas cars. But Amarola, Boyer, and Harvick are the 3 I will be going with. So I would expect Amarola to get up in the top 10. He starts 13th, and I expect him to pretty much stay there all day. So see if he can get a top 5 out of it. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Suarez, $7,100. It's cheap for him this week, I believe. Rookie season, 2 top 10s here. That's awesome for him. Now he does start 7th, so there is the possibility of losing a couple points as far as position differential. But as long as he stays in the top 10, that's an awesome day for him. If he just does what he did last year, he will easily hit your hit value to get him in your lineups. Paul Menard is my next guy. $6,800. Starts 20th. I think a lot of people are going to overlook him this week. He hasn't shown, well, can't say he hasn't shown a ton of speed because he's been up there in the top 10 practices, but he doesn't jump off the charts as far as stats are concerned at Dover. So hoping a few people overlook him this week because he starts 20th. I think he'll get a good finish this week. He may even pull off a nice top 10. He's cheap as hell, in my opinion. $6,800. I guess they're going off of past history at Dover. Obviously, he's got a new ride this year. He's coming off a string of bad luck. Hasn't gotten the finishes that he's deserved in recent weeks, so he's due for a little good luck. Get a solid finish out of him tomorrow. I'm expecting him somewhere around 11th-ish tomorrow, and that should net us some really good points. And I got David Dragon coming in here as my lowest guy, $5,300. Starts 32nd. Does not look like he's got a ton of speed this week though. However, his teammate Ricky Stenhouse, they're kind of teammates. They're not really officially teammates, but it's a Roush car, basically. He's fairly quick, so I would imagine they're gonna share some notes. Reagan's been on a good roll lately, and I definitely don't expect him either way to finish down in 32nd, so he's going to get some points for moving up, unless he gets caught up in something. But as far as low budget goes, I definitely think he should get value this week. Points for the price of him, can't beat it. As long as he finishes 25th, he makes 5 times value this week. I think Reagan can finish top 25 tomorrow without batting too much of an eye. So I'm going to be sticking with him as far as filling some lineups. And if I get down some of these guys, you're putting Harvick and Kyle Busch in lineups. You get down to the end, you got like $5,000 left. You're like, shit, man, I got to pick some low dude. Reagan would be that guy this week, I think. You can also look at Ty Dillon. He's not bad here. Those are really the only 2. Maybe take a chance on Bubba. But I'd probably stay away from this week. But he surprised me at Bristol, so you never know. That 43 car could get a good ride. Your lap leaders in the last 6 races, from most laps to least laps, been Harvick, Truex, Larson, Kyle Busch, Elliott, Hamlin, Johnson, and Brad. So we touched on over half of them in my list here. The ones we hadn't, Truex, I would expect him to have a decent run tomorrow. He's really good at Dover. I just don't see the speed as I'm seeing from some of the other guys. So I'm leaving him out of most of my teams this week, if not all of them. And Larson sits on the pole. He could get out front and lead some laps, but I don't think he's going to have the long run speed to stay out there. So that's why he didn't make my list. Who else? Let's see. Hamlin's not on there. This is not a really good track for him. When he led those laps, that was like 5 or 6 races ago, so it's been a couple years. And Brad Keselowski might have a good day tomorrow. I expect top 10 out of him, but it's not going to be, the value isn't there as far as points for price for me, so I'm going to stay away from him this week. Anything else you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to drop a message in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Other than that, guys, hit the share button if you like it, and subscribe too. Check out the Facebook page, and we're also on Instagram now, so that's Stockcar Rundown on there too. I'm trying to keep up to date on, I gotta do a better job on posting stuff daily. I get lost track of times and stuff sometimes, but check it out, guys. May the cautions be with you. We'll see you next week. Good luck.